checking out our field to see if I can do third cutting hay. Just starting to get a little flowering. Could wait a little bit longer, but it could also get a nice fine cutting out of this. It's clover. They did put a little alfalfa in with it, and you can see a little bit of grass scattered in there. Got a little timothy as well. Skunk I'm after for a neighbor, family member. Just got to check our hay, see just how close it's getting to be, and go set some fence posts and try to preemptively make sure we keep our cows in. I got a spot that I want to put a few new posts in. So, but this one we actually own, and then it's kind of hard to see, but right there's a corner line. The back 40 is the pasture we're renting for my wife's grandma. So we're farming the back half of this 80. They're the legal home farm for those of you who know us. And that's where we're going to be heading off to next. I'm going to stop and check the few acres of millet we planted to and see how it's coming along. It looks like I might have seeded a little bit too heavy, and it might not get the full growth that millet's known for, but that's also not necessarily a bad thing for us. I wanted it really fine stemmed, so it gives the little cows a little easier chewing this winter. So I'm going to check on that and keep on moving. Doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot of extra growth at this point, but it's tall and it'll make a nice cutting of hay. The lighted color, I think I did overseed, but most of it will look like this up close. Well, it's almost a grass, a coarse grass at this point. So I might just go ahead and run with that anyways. Make decent hay, unless we decide to green chop it for the cows. I see quite how much grass we're using. We green chop some creeks and fence lines down at the in-laws farm to feed the cows. So part of our herd's on pasture and part of them up close being supplemented, watch them for late summer calving and whatnot. We like to have them calve up at the farm where we can keep a little better eye on things. So they're getting green chopped almost daily. If we're running low on grass, this might get green chopped instead of put to hay. So I'm gonna go check out that too and keep moving.
All right, show everybody what happens when you don't spray a little tiny section of corn that we have.
Yeah, well, we have this in winter wheat, and so these 6 end rows didn't get sprayed. Now you can kind of look and see the difference right down here a little bit, or behind.
Hold on. Let me get a good spot over here. Corn that sprayed.
Corn that sprayed. Pretty well cleaned up. You can see a little bit of wind damage.
Can't wait to stop.
Being on the field edge though, and compared to some of how the neighbors felt, I'm pretty happy with how our corn stood. I'll be able to get most of this up with the combine. That might be a loss with this, as long as it doesn't get any worse. We'll be able to pick that up and harvest that. So all in all, we fared pretty well.
Hold on, is that alfalfa right there?
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of volunteer alfalfa. Well, not really volunteer. That was, the headlands on this actually went wider than what it is now. I meant to take a little bit out of the headlands and shorten it up, just to leave a little lane to get down to the hay field instead of actually having a mow. You know, this spot to mow.
Oh, actually, that's not bad.
Yeah, for a sacrificial chunk, it's not too bad. I might end up mowing or green chopping this down just to green chop this part too. That's one of the worst spots, is where it's broke off. There's just nothing you can do about that. clustered out. In just a minute, I'll put it all right back in.
So nice of you to dig that whole hole by hand.
Right? Oh yeah, there's a big rock down there I can feel it.
Dad's coming behind you with the post. For the record, I love that post hole auger.
Got it? Where you want it?
Yeah, that'll work.
Nice. Fell in right straight.
Oh, we got our 4 posts set. 3 of them were new posts. One of them was a good one that we good used one, or decent used one that we pulled out of another fence removal project from a hayfield we took out of being hay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I'm gonna set them, let them settle in. Then I'll run a new top wire, and I'll kind of straighten up some of these old T-posts just a little bit, keep it from continuing to go over. But they'll just sit and get good set for probably a couple months, I'm guessing. It's kept cows in all summer long, so it's just kind of trying to stay ahead of the curve. The 2 electrics has helped a lot. We have 2 electrics wires running all the way around this pasture on different fencers. One of them is a hardwired fencer going into power up at the main farm, and the other one's a battery powered 12-volt battery powered fencer. And so they're in different circuits. So if we lose one fencer, the other one should still be active. And I actually have running opposite directions, so if you got a break, you should have one good hot wire going to both sides of the break. So we've been keeping cows in pretty well with that setup this summer. But keeping a good regular barbed wire fence is what we're doing. Is still something I'm very adamant about keeping doing. Don't want to completely count on the electric, but electric saves the rest of your fence a lot of trouble. So this project's done for the day. It's time to move on to the next one.